Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. And clearly, a good day of trade and a good start to the week is what we're seeing. Nifty 50 above the 18,100 levels and gains of around 0.4% coming in there. And if you see in terms of Bank Nifty as well, there is some bit of cooling off that has happened, and we are trading at levels of around 43,300. In terms of the breadth, the advanced decline ratio is pretty much favoring the advances in terms of Nifty 50. And you have ONGC, which is the top gainer, followed by a Tech Mahindra, HDFC Life, Hindalco, as well as an NTPC. Pressure coming in with regards to Hero Motors, Sun Pharma, Ultratech Cement, Bharti Airtel, as well as a Britannia. If you see in terms of Bank Nifty as well, again, the advance decline ratio is pretty much in favor of the advances. And it's mainly stocks like at IDFC First, which is the top gainer, again reacting to the numbers. AU Small Finance Bank is up in trade. Axis Bank continues the upward move after reporting numbers last week. Kotak Mahindra post earnings is a downer today, seeing cuts of almost 1%. Let's quickly look at the Sensex as well. Clearly, if you see in terms of the Sensex, almost a 240 points gain coming in there. We are trading almost near the 61,350 mark, but clearly there is some bit of cooling off that has happened. In fact, the phenomenon is opposite of what we saw last week, where we did see a rally of almost 50 to 100 points on Nifty as well as Sensex in the last hour of trade, and that has completely reversed today as well. In terms of a few counters, Atul reacting to numbers down 4%, MRPL under pressure, Godfrey Philip trading under pressure as well. Whereas Alkyl Amine is up in trade. Welspun India, in fact, not only Welspun, you have Sutlej Textiles, you have Indocount Industries, all these counters from the textile space are seeing gains in that range of around 10 to 15%. Aarti Drugs is up around 8.5%. KC International seeing smart gains. And from the PSU space, you have the railway names like an RVNL, Urcon, few of these names which are buzzing in trade today. So it's an interesting day of trade where we are seeing Indian markets move higher despite that kind of weakness that is persisting with regards to Asian markets as well as the Western markets. And in the financial names as well, it's mainly a result-led rally that we are seeing. And IT has been an interesting one that we need to watch out for because that is helping the markets buck the trend as well. So overall, a lot of movers and shakers, but let's discuss from a technical perspective what's in store from here on. Joining us on the show today is Chandan Taparia, Head Technical and Derivative Research at MOFL. Chandan, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Chandan, clearly, the expectation was that we will open gap up. That's what has happened. Where are you seeing support and resistance from here on? Because the last week was extremely, on a positive terrain, specifically the last hour of trade.
Yeah, so we have seen good momentum in the last trading session. Today it opened positive but remained conservative for most part of the day. Today the market was moving in a range of 30-40 points. It made high near to 18,181, but at the same time it was taking some pause in positive momentum. So major trend is intact to positive, but some consolidation was seen. And today after a long time, India VIX is surging upwards to 8%. So I believe the trend remains intact, but requires some consolidative move. I believe till it holds above 18,000 zone, any decline could be bought for the next leg of rally to us 18,300 to 18,400 level in Nifty index.
Right. So, Chandan, overall, if you go to see how important is it for us to see unwinding at the 18,000 strike call? That's one. And if you see the May series as well, at what levels are you seeing higher open interest concentration?
Yeah, so we have noticed in last couple of days that 18,000 code writing was intact. We have not seen unwinding in that, and some of the code writers of 18,000 are trying to pull the market towards that zone. But I believe that that is going to be best. Even put writing has started to seen at 18,000. Even the fresh writing seen at 17,700, 800. So if I look at the entire data setup, the immediate support goes to 18,000. Major support or series point of view or weak point of view goes to 17,777. Upside, we are witnessing cold writing at 18,400, 500. So if I combine the entire OI regime, then immediate range is 18,000 to 18,400. Broader range is 17,777 to 18,500 zone.
Right. Chandan, coming to Bank Nifty as well, again, the anticipation was that even though we open gap up, there will be consolidation in today's day of trade, and that 43,000 to 43,500 is going to be the base range that we will see in terms of Bank Nifty. And that's exactly what's happening right now as well. Is there a possibility of seeing any correction from here on in terms of profit booking, which could take Bank Nifty down to 14,000 levels, and from there again see fresh longs that are being created?
Actually, we have seen good run up in Bank Nifty in the recent swing. The Bank Nifty has been making high rise, high lows, and headed from 39,000 to all the way to 43 500 level. So good rally of more than 4,500 points seen in Bank Nifty index. So some consolidating move could be there, but as of now, we are not getting any sense of any major correction in the market in Bank Nifty. As of now, we believe that any dip could be bought. Support comes near to 43,000 till it holds above 43,000. Any small decline could be bought or an upside move towards 43,750. So 18,000 in the Nifty and 43,000 in the Bank Nifty are immediate support. Till we remain above the same, buy on decline stance could continue in both the indices to play with the bigger trend that is positive in this market.
Right. Chandan, in terms of stock specific action, where are you seeing majority of it, and what should the strategy be?
Yeah, so like if you look at FNO sector, positive on the selective power finance company, whether you talk about REC, PFC, good rollover is visible. Multiple year breakout is seen in the counter. We have seen run up in last two trading session with longer built up. So 132 is the support for a move towards 143 in the REC. Power finance also having the same setup, 11 to 12% OI is seen in the derivatives data. So with support of 169, the stock can head towards 180 to 185 kind of level. Then one more trade, that is India Mart, has given a major consolidation breakout with built up of long positions. So with support of 5,400, this stock can head towards 6,000 kind of level. So these are the couple of names one need to focus in the market in derivative segment. While in non-FNO counter, one can focus on the fertilizer name, railway name, selective sugar name, or shipping name to be with the trend and momentum of the market.
Right. Moving on, how are you looking at a ONGC in trade today? Clearly, stock is up, good OI addition, seeing volumes are also pretty strong with regards to an ONGC. What should the strategy be according to you?
So after a long effort, a good consolidation breakout is visible. The stock was struggling hard to hold beyond 160, and finally today it formed a strong bullish candle. Built up with put writing is also suggests the uptick 160 the support. This time the momentum is gearing towards 170, 172 in the ONGC.
Okay. With regards to IDFC first as well, again, fresh long seen on this counter. How are you looking at it?
Yeah, we are positive in the stock from last couple of days. In fact, the longs are being built. Weekly, daily chart setup is turning upwards, taken support at the lower band of the channel, and then making high rise, high lows. So I think a small decline could be bought. Buy on any decline towards 80, 81. Buy on any decline towards 60, 61. Stock can head towards 70 zone.
Okay, so that's with regards to where IDFC first is concerned. Apart from that, in terms of other financial names, you have a M&M Financial as well as India Bulls Housing Finance. Both these counters are also seeing a long build up in today's day of trade. What should the strategy be? Strategy be? I beg your pardon.
Yeah, so like if I look at M&M Finance, a good open interest activity is visible, more than 10 to 14% OI seen. However, stock headed to 278 in the morning tick, then cool down from highs, but major trend remain intact. So I believe any dip towards 260 would be bought with support of 252. Stock can again reattempt to 275 to 80 level. India Bull Housing Finance, I believe some short covering could be there because stock was under pressure in last couple of series, and now it started to witness some recovery. Holding well above is 50 exponential moving average. So any dip could be bought with support of 110 for 120 kind of level.
Right. Chandan, with an RBL bank, the company has announced numbers, but we are seeing some shorts that are being built with regards to RBL bank. What should the strategy be according to you with the RBL bank? And similarly, we are seeing a trend in a similar fashion with the Hero Moto as well.
So like RBL is a tricky name. 2 days back it was giving a breakdown, but suddenly fallen and adding open interest by 16% with sustained call writing. So I think it may again stuck in a range. Major support goes to 146. It can drip down to those levels. So I think this is the trading setup one need to look in RBL Bank. I think you were talking about other name related the heavyweights stock. So yes, weakness could be there. Limited or kept upside could keep the stock into the limited upside zone.
Right. Two more names I want to discuss with you is the Indian hotel stock is seeing some smart moves. There is some indication of short covering that's happening with the Indian hotels, and similarly with the Godrej consumer products as well. What is your view on both these counters?
Yeah, so like first, if I talk about Indian hotel, we are positive on most of the hotel names, whether you talk about FNO, non-FNO name. Strength is clearly visible with formation of higher base, higher top, higher bottom on the bigger time frame is clearly visible. A very small dips in being bought. So with support near to 338, stock can head towards 365, 370 level. Godrej consumer product, good recovery is seen, but in last 2-3 days, the stock fell down sharply from higher levels. Some shorts were being built. So let it witness some consolidative move. But I think Indian Hotel looks quite promising and momentum could continue from the current zone.
Right. So these are interesting names that we've been discussing as well. Thank you, Chandan, so much for joining us on the show. And it's been an interesting day of trade as well. There has been consolidation throughout the session. And this is going to be the sixth consecutive session where the markets have seen, a positive momentum. Clearly, in the intraday trade, if you go to see, Nifty's been trading above those 18,140 levels. It did hit a low of around 18,101 in the morning trade, but after that, it's continued the upward terrain. Overall, there has been major resistance, it seems, at 18,200 levels from a technical perspective. And there are buying on dip opportunities that's what investors are looking at from here on as well. So overall, good strategies that are in place in terms of stock specific action as well. If you go to see, it's ONGC, HDFC, Tech Mahindra, which have led the gains, and you have Hero Motor, Sun Pharma, as well as an Ultratech Cement, which have been the top losers as well. In terms of sector specific action, pharma is the top loser, whereas metals is the top gainer in trade today. So, good day of trade. It is a truncated week, and how the next three trading sessions pan out is going to be interesting to watch out for. That's all that we have in this session. Thanks for watching.